What's good? It's your boy Fanon. Okay, man, we are here. We are here for the biggest fight of the year, biggest fight of the last couple years. Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury. The atmosphere, the boxing atmosphere and the discussions and just, somebody that's involved with boxing conversations every day is as amped as it's been, is man, that I can remember, man, within reasonable memory. More amped than it was for Canelo, Gennady Golovkin. Man, it's not quite on the Floyd Mayweather Jr. Manny Pacquiao level, but as far as like hardcore boxing fans in the United States, man, it is just absolutely positively you could cut the air, you can cut the air with a knife, man, in anticipation for this fight. And I am looking forward to it. I'm going to talk about what I think is going to happen in the fight and what a prediction that I'm not a lot of people going to agree with, but I'm gonna do this prediction and then also talk about the importance of this fight, man, where I think and why I think both these dudes are winners in this fight, man. Um, Before I do that, though, thank you for showing up to the channel. If you're a subscriber, I so much appreciate the time that you spend listening to me talk about boxing and then coming to the live streams so we can actually have a conversation going back and forth between yourself and I and other subscribers and people that come to the chat. Thank you very much. And thank you to everybody that supports the channel. 2019 has been, 2018 was a great year for Fanon International Boxing. Really grew, did very well as far as meeting our goals. So thank you. Now, uh, Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury, man, I'm listening to what everybody from Tyson Fury's camp talks about, what they think when they say what they think that Deontay Wilder is going to do. They think that he's going to come out blazing and then, Tyson Fury is going to overcome the storm, then eventually start landing punches and then might, win a decision or stop him in the later rounds. And I want to know what fight these guys are watching with Deontay Wilder. I spent yesterday watching several fights. Now, I am not the super technical boxing aficionado. Everybody that comes to the channel, I'm telling you. There's things that I know, things that I want to know, things that I don't know as well as other people. And the nuts and bolts of the technical aspect of boxing is not my strength. I love watching it and I love listening to people who really, really understand it. I'm looking at it from more of a gross point of view. Gross as compared to, small. Big from a 50,000 foot view or a 50-foot view is better. Deontay Wilder starts fight slow. He's a very patient fighter. When he gets people hurt, he'll throw punches that come from all over the place. But when he starts fights and when he's looking for his opportunities, he's a very, very patient fighter. And he has a very good he has a very good jab. Very good jab that he uses. You didn't get to see it as much in the Luis Ortiz fight as we got to see it in the Bermane-Stavern fight and in other fights. But he's got a piston straight jab that hurts people. There's a reason why people get hit with that right hand. It's because that left hand ain't no joke either. That jab, his left hook is a little loopy. But when he tightens up that left hook or he jabs to that body or he jabs up and down and he's always changing the head position, his head position on his jabs, man, he's a very patient fighter and it's a lot easier said than done. And if Tyson Fury goes southpaw, which I expect him to do from time to time, right? It's going to be to try to throw Deontay Wilder off and get away from that jab. But you know what happens when somebody switches and spins too much in the southpaw stance? A straight right hand is a southpaw's kryptonite, especially if you're not a natural southpaw and you're kind of flipping over there just to change the look. That's what I see. So for me, I think that this fight is going to be a situation where Tyson Fury might win some in the early rounds. I expect Tyson Fury to do better in the early rounds. And to the extent that he does better, because I'm telling you, I really think that Deontay Wilder is a very, very underrated boxer. You do not beat 40 professional fighters, win an Olympic bronze medal, and be some real easy puzzle to solve. If that was the case, somebody would have already solved it. And nobody in the pros has. And he's more experienced than Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury to me, I don't want to say that he has an amateur style, but when he has a lot of throwaway punches where he keeps his hands busy, he's letting his hands, he will throw a lot of punches. A lot of them are, he's not putting his full weight into the body, into the shot. He's almost playing defense while he's playing offense, keeping his feet in a position where he can always, get out of the way right after that punch is extended. I just see that that's a style that when you run up into a calculating professional style where they're meaning to hurt you with not every punch, but a lot of them, that if you get comfortable throwing tippy-tap punches against a guy that throws bombs, you're eventually going to get hit with one. So and the question is, it's not whether or not Tyson Fury can take one. It's whether or not Tyson Fury can take two or three of them. Because it's typically not, and I was looking at a lot of Deontay Wilder's knockouts. A lot of those shots he buzzes people with that jab. He buzzes people with the jab. He buzzes people with that sweeping left hook. He's been known to really hurt cats with right uppercuts. And when you're really trying to stay away from that right hand, man, you can wind up walking into that. Now, on Tyson Fury's side of it, if Tyson Fury can use his size, lean on Deontay Wilder, keep the fight on the inside, because a lot of times I've seen Tyson Fury like to fight on the inside. Well, I was watching some fights from earlier in his career. By earlier meaning before, obviously before the Vladimir Klitschko fight, where he spent a lot of time against smaller guys, and these are significantly smaller guys, on the inside, really trying to lean his weight into the guy and use his size to put pressure on the other fighter. So in the first couple rounds, I just have to believe that Tyson Fury's not going to fight the same style of fight that he fought with Vladimir Klitschko. Number one, I don't believe that he has the ability to do that. When you put on he was about 400 pounds 8 months ago. That is a lot of body weight to get rid of in 8 months. He weighed in at 256. He was over 400 pounds about 8 months ago. Definitely, if you even move it out, he was 400 pounds a year ago from right now. 12 months ago, he was 150 pounds heavier than what he weighed in. You have had to. You could not possibly lose 150 pounds in that amount of time the quote unquote right way. You've got to be depleting yourself of carbs. You got to be doing all kind of stuff to get your body weight down like that. And he doing a lot of road work. And if he's actually his height, more than likely, pool work or something with a bicycle to keep keep stuff off his legs, but to keep from banging on his joints. I just don't believe he could have possibly lost all that weight in the right way. And that you're going to see somebody under pressure that is slower than he was, whose reflexes aren't what they were. And not to mention the fact that when he fought Vladimir Klitschko, there were some things that, and I'm saying this as a Tyson Fury fan, that were questionable in that fight, right? The fact that he was doing cocaine, the fact that he had tested positive for a performance enhancing drug that eventually, I think the B sample might have come back clean or whatever. I'm not sure really what happened with that. But there's just some things, man. And just look at what he looked like in the Vladimir Klitschko fight versus what he looked like in the Steve Cunningham physically, and what he looks like now. There has never been a more fit, stronger looking Tyson Fury than was in that Klitschko fight. But that was a long time ago, man. That's pushing up on 3 years ago. And this is a big jump up in intensity. This is a big jump up, and it's definitely a much different style than Vladimir Klitschko against a much younger fighter who's in the dead center of his prime, who's been very, very active. And it's just going to, I think that stuff is going to be tough on Tyson Fury. Now, but again, hey, man, he's got the boxing ability to do it. So I'm not writing it off. But my thing is that I think that more than likely this is going to be a Deontay Wilder decision. I think people, are going to, number one, there's the politics behind this thing. And I know that they got different judges from different countries and all that. But look, I would not be telling the truth if I told you that I didn't think that there's such thing as home court advantage in boxing. And when there's a lot of, there's a lot of money on the plate for an Anthony Joshua Deontay Wilder fight, which is not on the plate for Deontay Wilder Tyson Fury. And if you really watch how Showtime and these guys are really pushing it, boxing wants that Deontay Wilder Anthony Joshua fight. And pretty soon, especially if this fight does well, it's already doing well. There was 100,000 people that watched the weigh-in on YouTube. There was at the peak of it, because I was watching the numbers and they were crazy. The Showtime stream started about a half hour after the UK stream started. So the UK streams were I think there was already 40,000. Say there was 40,000 people on the BT stream when the Showtime stream started. Between that and the end of the press conference, the Showtime screen and the UK stream got another 30,000 people. Actually, the Showtime stream, I think, might have ended at 40,000. And I think that the BT stream of the weigh-in ended at 70,000. So there was over 100,000 views for the weigh-in. It shows you there's a ton of interest in this fight, man. And just the electricity and the conversations going on about it. If you add Anthony Joshua to that mix, you take out Deontay Wilder. I mean, you take out Tyson Fury and you put in Deontay Wilder. I'm telling you, man, that shit is crazy, crazy electric. And if this fight does, if it does 500,000-600,000 pay-per-view buys, man, which honestly, man, I really do believe that shit can do. I'm not one of these cats gonna say it's gonna do 1 million just because, hey, man, there's no track record to gauge it on. But as far as raising the profile of Deontay Wilder, it takes Deontay Wilder's profile through the roof, which is why I think it's going to be tough on Tyson Fury getting a decision. It's almost as if Tyson Fury is going to need to really hurt and beat up Deontay Wilder to win that fight, or win every single round and just have him look utterly confused and baffled like the Klitschko fight. I don't really see that happening. So, like I said, man, I'm a big fan of Tyson Fury. I'm a bigger believer in his belief to win this fight than a lot of people. And I think there is a chance that he can, but I favor Deontay Wilder. I think Tyson Fury is really going to try to stay away from getting knocked out, dude. And that's what's going to lead him. That's what's going to lead him to lose a decision, because he's got to have to be aware. When he's sitting there and he drops his hands because he keeps his hands low, he's not so fast and so big that Deontay Wilder cannot hit him with that. You know what I mean? And I hear people say, worrying about people punching up. But dude, you're getting punched up at that dude's chin. If he punches up at your chin, Steve Cunningham was punching up, right? Layman Brewster was punching up. Oliver McCall was punching up. You know what I mean? You can punch up at a dude and hit that dude in his chin, and those big dudes go down. So I think he's going to be trying to stay away from that. And I don't think he's stupid enough to believe that Deontay Wilder is just a dude that you can fight for a couple rounds and his power goes away. Deontay Wilder damn near knocked Luis Ortiz's head off in the 11th round. Deontay Wilder is dangerous from the beginning to the end. And Tyson Fury knows that. Whatever the guy's name, Jay Davidson or whatever, those guys know that. So that's how I see it playing out, man. I know a lot of people got Deontay Wilder knocking him out, or have Tyson Fury boxing him, boxing his ears off and making it easy, it being easy money. I don't necessarily see it either way. Again, I see a Deontay Wilder decision because He's in a lot better shape. He's a lot more active, and he's a hell of a lot better boxer and a lot more difficult to figure out than people give him credit for. I even went back and watched the Gerald Washington fight again, where people are like, oh, this dude, he was losing rounds. And I watched that again, and I was like, no, dude, he was going to knock this dude out. He saw what he wanted to do. And soon as Gerald Washington, he was throwing his jab, he was laying on him. Gerald Washington's a real strong dude, but he kept his hands low. And Deontay Wilder was just biding his time. He would jab to the body, he would stay to the left, jab, left hooks, all kind of stuff on the left side of his body, right? Just to try to get this dude thinking about it. And as soon as he thought too much and tried to get down and get to that left, to a left to the body, dude moved in, was in range for a short right hand, and boom, that was lights out. And then he got wild. Then when he's trying to take the head off, he got wild, but not when he was trying to set up and beat this dude. So anyway, it is what it is. I can't wait for this fight. I'm going to check y'all out during the fight more than likely. And with that, I'm out. Peace.